Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Genuine Chit-Chat. This week I'm chatting with my buddy Bradley. It's a two-parter and the next part will be released next week. In this part, we don't really talk about anything in particular, as in we didn't sit down and think about, we're going to stick to this kind of general subject or anything like that. We just kind of chatted for 2 hours about nothing in particular, really. We spoke about relationships, getting, at times we've got like really, really drunk, nudes and celebrities taking nudes, allergies, women stealing our clothing, Stranger Things TV series, but we don't see any spoilers. And this is recorded before series 2 was out, so this is actually talking about series 1 as well. The movie It, once again, no spoilers. And then we talk about a few horror movies as well. That's in part 1, so that's something to look forward to. And in next week's episode, which is part 2 of this chat, we talk about a lot of things as well. We talk about whether or not we'd kill 8 puppies or kill and eat our best friends, Roger the Kangaroo, racism, plum bumble crumbles. It's a mixed bag. We talk about a lot of pretty funny and pretty strange stuff. But, it was a great chat. The entire thing was a great chat. So part 1 and 2 are fantastic. It's not, as I said, it's not quite as centered around a specific subject like my other talks have been, really. And I find it's quite a lot funnier, to be honest with you. This was the time that I was laughing the most while recording this. Me and Bradley were just having a right laugh. It was fantastic. So yeah, don't forget to follow us on the usual social media platforms, and I'll be back at the end. Welcome to Genuine Chit Chat, where we have honest conversations with interesting people. And I'm your host, Mike Burton. Hey guys, this is Mike with Genuine Chit Chat, where we have honest conversations with interesting people, and today's interesting person is my mate Bradley.
How you doing?
There you go, the most interesting hello ever. Right,
Thanks.
So, today we just thought we'd have a chat, why not? And there's not really anything in particular that we thought about, was there? There's not a general subject, we just thought, waffle on, maybe we'll talk about waffles.
Yeah, just general gubbins that we usually
I
talk
thought you were going to
about.
say general chit-chat, and I was going, hey, you did it! But you didn't.
No, not yet, just gubbins.
Oh, just gubbins. So when it gets more complex, it'll be proper chit-chat.
Yeah, we'll escalate to chit-chat.
So where's the line then? Where's sort of the line between chit-chat and gubbins?
Well, I don't think there really is a line. Chit-chat is just basic chit-chat, but gubbins is just when you waffle on about random nonsense.
Nonsense. Not nonsense. Nonsense.
Nonsense. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing right with it, but there's nothing wrong with it either. Okay, well, how about... Here's a question. Would you ever want to be immortal?
I have actually thought about this,
Yeah.
and I'd like to think that I wouldn't, but I would.
I would, 100%. I've spoken to quite a few people about this, and if we say you're immortal, okay, but if you somehow you can't die and you live till, like, say the Earth, like the end of the Earth, like say you've got a kill switch, you can choose when you want to die. Let's just say, so for example, if you, I don't know, everyone finds out you're immortal and then they put you in prison for like 1,000 years, you could be like, nah, check it out, this bro, instead of just being locked in a place, being like, well, this is me.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too appealing to me.
Yeah, well, if you could, so just there was like a kill switch in your mind where you could just stop yourself from being immortal, and or just kill yourself, like regardless. Then would you be immortal? Would you want to live forever?
Again, the people usually give me the question of, if you were immortal, you'd have to watch all of your loved ones die, and could you handle that? And the horrible answer is, I think I could.
Oh, I think
if it meant being immortal, it is a horrible thing to say, but I think I could.
Yeah, I think I could handle that as well. Like, obviously, I've already had a family member die, and it was horrendous. But it's like, if I was immortal, it would be, I don't know, it'd be more difficult in a way to just watch everyone you kind of love die. And it'd be quite difficult, because imagine being like your quote-unquote soulmate, being like the person who is the one for sort of thing. Like, I believe everyone's got a different... I don't believe everyone's got the one. I believe there's many people who can be your...
You think everyone's got two the ones?
Well, I think... saying it like that is so confusing. But I just think there's a lot of people that a lot of people can get with. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I said every person's got, I don't know, 100 people they'll meet in their lives that they could have a long-lasting relationship with, that they could have a really long, meaningful relationship with. If you said something like that, and one of, like, when you're in a long-term relationship with someone, they can become you're the one, then it's like, imagine having you're the one, and then watching them slowly die and deteriorate and whatnot, and then you have to find another one, and it's just like, that would be quite painful.
Yeah, I mean, it would be hard, but I suppose in my shoes at the moment, I haven't had the one, so
You've only
I can't really...
You've only had one, haven't you?
have I had a one?
You've only had one. You've been in one proper relationship.
One serious long-term relationship. Yeah. Every other time has just been like not serious. But,
Well,
but yeah, I suppose like even with the first relationship, it's so far gone now that I don't really remember that much. So yeah, I can't really put myself in the shoes of. I wouldn't want to watch my the one die because I don't really know how it would feel.
Yeah, I mean, one of my biggest fears in the world is having like a wife, and then that's the biggest fear. That's it. It's just having a wife. There's nothing else to it. Yeah, having a wife and then having a kid, and either the wife died during childbirth and the kid dies, or like one of my nightmares. Not an actual nightmare like I've dreamt about it, but I think about it all the time, and it's silly because I'm 23 and single, so it's just like far away. But it's like having a pregnant wife who gets killed by a drunk driver, like a car crash. Like, I don't know why I think it's drunk driver. Maybe because it makes me more angry. You know, it's like
very specific for like that scenario.
Yeah, it is. But it's just that's what makes me think of, because it's just like I don't think a person who's driving normally could do enough damage. Like, I suppose you can on the motorway, you can get people just complete assholes, but I seem to find that drunk drivers are normally the ones that, you know, they're more so the ones who head on collisions, it seems. You know, they're the ones who drive like really erratically.
Yeah, well, most drivers I know, because I don't personally drive, but most of the drivers I know live by the code that everyone on the road is a bad driver other than you.
That's what pretty much everyone thinks. I don't think everyone in the world's a bad driver apart from me. I mean, I think I'm a pretty good driver, but I think most people I know are good drivers as well.
I've been in a car with you, Mike.
How dare you? Well, yeah, you've been in many cars with me. In fact, you're in a car with me when you came over today. So, you know, I'm a safe driver. I've marked for being a granny driver before, just driving too slow. It's like, I drive at 30 in a 30. It's like, I sort of go up to like a little bit faster than that, because you can't get, I don't think you can get done in the speed limit if you go up to 34 miles per hour, you're fine. But if you go past, if it's 35 or more, I think that's when you can get the penalty for it. But it's like, I don't drive like a granny. It's just half my friends drive about 50 in these sort of zones. It's like, no, it's not you're driving normally and I'm a granny. It's like, there is a line.
You panic if you go 31 in a 30 zone.
I have like a full-on panic attack until the vehicle slows down. Like,
screaming and swerving.
Yeah, so even when I'm by myself, you know, I'm just driving and it goes a little bit too fast. Like, oh, okay, fine again. Yeah. What were we talking about? The one and immortality. Well, it's like, yeah, I'm always worried about a lot of things, but it's like, yeah, just having a woman and her being, you know, being that person that you see relationships a lot of the time. Like, there's one which, curse me if I end up being wrong with this on recorded audio, but your sister and her partner, you know, I think they're amazing, and I see them together, and it's just like, my brother, weirdly enough as well, my brother and see Catherine, I just think I've seen them together, and I just like, that's true. That's the one love sort of thing, you know. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I mean, you do get people who's like my sister and your brother who find a partner, and you can't really see them with anyone else, and when you see them together, they act like they'll always be together. So
yeah, there's like, they obviously argue and stuff to a degree, but there's never, it just never feels like the arguments are like either malicious or vindictive or anything like that, and it always just feels like they'll get through anything. Well, hopefully they will. It'd be lovely, you know. But it's like, I haven't been in the relationship that's like that, you know. I've thought I have been. That's the problem, is I've thought I've been in that relationship and then I haven't been. But yeah, having the person that, you know, when you're with them for X amount of time, and you decide to have a kid with them, and you obviously live with them and probably married and that sort of jazz, and then it's like, you know, this is the biggest fear of you finally finding the perfect person and then them going. And it's like, if that happens and you have a kid, then obviously it's still horrendous, but you've kind of like, at least I've got the kid. But if they both die, especially so young, I mean, imagine being in, like, your wife's in labour, okay, and then literally, 24 hours later, you've literally lost everything. Like, that's my biggest fear, especially because I'm so, it sounds so fucking pretentious me saying it, it's like so passionate. I was just like, when it comes to people, I just get fixated on, I kind of become, not obsessive, because that makes me sound like a crazy stalker, but you know.
But you become obsessive.
When I'm in a relationship, I'm not like obsessive or like really controlling or anything like that. Well, not anymore. Not anymore. When I was younger, I could be a bit.
No, I feel like, I mean, I've known you 6 years now, around 6 years, maybe more. And when I see you in relationships, I don't think you're that kind of guy. You just you focus a lot of your attention on that person, which isn't a bad thing. It's a nice thing. You become not devoted, but
yeah,
you know, you care a lot about that person, and you put the time in for them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the times I've kind of clashed with women in the past has been, it's normally small things. They kind of look back on it now and it's a bit like, but it's like, they're doing something you don't really want them to do. And it's nothing like huge, it's just like a minor thing. Like, if I use this as an example, this one hasn't happened to me that I can think of. But it's like, I don't know, they never clean up after dinner. Or they never wash up. Or, just like something small. Like, excuse me. It's like, if I'm with someone and they don't clean up after dinner a few times, okay. But if they just never do it, it's all like a big thing. But it's like, you kind of notice it. And then you may mention it once, and they're like, it's not a big deal, though. It's like, no, I know it's not. I don't want to make it a big deal, but it's something small, and I just thought I'd bring it up. And it's like, that kind of keeps happening, and it's just, then it can cause
little
arguments.
things that escalate.
Well, that happens, and then I get called a nag and all that sort of stuff.
You are a nag.
Thank you. I get called like a nag and that sort of thing, and then I'm just like, no, you're just lazy, and there's this, and it just goes on. And it's like, I wasn't necessarily being a nag, and they weren't necessarily being lazy. It's just like, kind of, I have to wind down on having things my way all the time, but there's also that leniency of not. It's that line, isn't it, between being controlling and being caring.
Yeah.
Because if you just distance yourself, you don't give a fuck. If you're like, okay, I'm going to let my girlfriend eat shit, smoke 50 a day, drink herself into a coma, do all these drugs constantly, and not have a job, it's like, okay, if people are in a relationship and they're happy with the person being like that, that's completely fine. But for me, I can't. I don't. Even though.
It shows you care.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I've been with. How many relationships? I've been in 4 long-term relationships, I think. No, I think I've been in 3 long-term relationships and 1 like mid-term sort of thing. But it's like, I've only had 1 girlfriend live with me, and that's for about 6 months. No, I think it was like 6 to 9 months. And it was great and it was lovely. But it was when someone moves in with you, that's when you really find out if the relationship's going to last.
Yeah, it's a big step moving in, and it can be a very bad idea to do it early on.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we did. But obviously, the circumstances, are a bit different. But
yeah,
I don't regret it. It's really nice for most of it.
It's a learning experience.
But that's all it is. Is that some people, with relationships and stuff, when you get broken up with, especially, obviously it hurts and it sucks. But it's kind of one of those things where you kind of learn from it, and you kind of think, okay, what happened here wrong? What did I do wrong? Like a lot of the time when in relationships, I think, when I've broken up with a woman, I've either always been the one to break up with them, or it's been a mutual thing. I'm fortunate enough at this time to have not been broken up with and had my heart broken or anything. But it's like, even when I've broken up with them and I've come out of it, and a lot of people, when they break up with people, they can think, okay, well, they were completely in the wrong, they were rubbish, I'm perfect, and then just be like, not think about it. But when I break up with someone, and I'm not in a relationship anymore, I just spend like days, weeks just thinking about everything about it, and like, oh man, maybe if I hadn't done this, she wouldn't have done that, which meant I wouldn't have done this, which meant she wouldn't have done that, and then we wouldn't have had this argument, and then that means that this wouldn't have happened, and then it can be like almost like a ripple effect, and it's like you kind of not try to look at it too much like that, but it is that degree of it where you got
I mean,
self-reflective.
I don't think it's good to dwell on past relationships, but definitely take them as a learning experience.
Yeah. It's one of those things like nothing. A lot of people said about the first love sort of thing. It's like a lot of the time nothing hurts as much as the first love for a lot of people, because it's like with the first love, even if you're not the person to get broken up with, it's still there's that thing, because like it's the first time you were like truly vulnerable with someone.
Yeah, definitely.
And it can be.
Yeah, I can happily say that my like we said earlier, I've had 1 long-term relationship, and there'll always be something in my mind that that makes me think about that person.
Yeah. But
it's not necessarily me pining for them or thinking we should get back together or anything like that. It's just it's the same with anyone.
Yeah, it does. It is one of those things. It's a weird one, relationships, isn't it? It's kind of like, especially where we've become so much more liberal now, because there's so many people now who've got friends of benefits or fuck buddies and that sort of thing, and it's like when people, it's such a fine line now.
It's a very common thing now.
It's quite common.
Fuck buddy thing.
It's quite common for people to be fuck buddies and then end up dating, isn't it?
Yeah.
It does happen. We know a couple of people, I won't name them, but we know a couple of people who've done that sort of thing. And it's just like, when you hang out with someone all the time and you watch movies with them and stuff, or you get drunk with them or whatever, and then you also have sex, and then you sleep in the same bed, and then you cuddle, and then you wake up in the morning, it's like, that's basically a relationship.
It's the propinquity effect.
It's actually a word?
Yeah, propinquity. It's basically, the baseline of it is the exposure to the same person makes you like them more.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the issue, because that's what you can have with online dating a little bit. It can be those things where sometimes you can... It was like, there was a girl who, we were never like proper official. I think you met her. It was one before my last girlfriend who I met on dating.
Yeah,
I won't name her or anything, because there's just no need. But she's really cool, and we got on quite well, but it was like, I think we were dating 6 to 8 weeks or something like that. It wasn't very long, and it was never serious, you know. But it was like, it didn't work out. She said it didn't really click. And to be honest, at the end of that time, I was thinking the same thing. I remember saying to you, I was like, I'm not really sure if this is going anywhere. But it was hard to tell because I spent these however many weeks with her, and we hung out, and we had loads in common, and we had loads of fun, and it was like, watching movies and going out and stuff like that, and it was loads of fun. And it's just like, it's hard to gauge whether or not that's just friend fun or relationship fun. And when you start, but we never got physical in that regard. And it's like, if you do get physical, it becomes so much more complicated and so hard to differentiate.
Yeah, I mean, what we were talking about a minute ago about being exposed to the same person a lot makes you like them more. At the same time, you can, if you're exposed to the person too much, it can have the opposite effect. And as nasty as it is to say, you get bored of their company.
That can happen. That's what happens a lot of time. When people move in too quickly, what can often happen is they either, it's kind of one of three things. Either they get in each other's hair and they can't really quite handle it. That happens a lot of the time when there's two people who haven't lived away often when there's young couples who move out together, that can just happen because you're not used to living away from parents and stuff.
You're in close proximity with each other, and you kind of learn things about each other you didn't know.
Yeah.
But because you're in the same place and you learn so many things about them in such a short period of time, and there's no getting away from them either because you live together.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Because you're in a relationship and you have an argument with someone, and you if you have one of those really horrible heated arguments where you're shouting and swearing at each other or whatever, which I don't think I've really had many of, fortunately, but obviously people have.
Except with Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero and me have an abusive relationship, as in I abuse Guitar Hero controllers.
Many moons ago, I
couldn't do something while I was just slamming on the floor like a fucking infant. Why did you hang out with me when I was doing shit like that?
I don't know why I hang out with you now, Mike.
Thank you. I love you too, bro. While we're on air, we've got to say, with with TJ saying about who you love more, I mean her.
Yeah, I heard this. Apparently you were kind of arguing over me, but I don't know why.
Well, it was just you got mentioned briefly. It was when we were talked
about my ripped abs.
No, we were talking about. I think we were talking about her traveling and stuff, and then you go to Italy with her. It was Italy, wasn't it?
No, we went to Greece.
Greece, okay, that was it. Yeah, I'll get my wires. She did go to Italy. She said she'd been to Italy loads of times. So that's why I'm getting my wires crossed. But yeah, her saying she went to you with Italy and stuff, and then we spoke about it briefly.
Greece.
God dang it! So that's what I mean. Like I'm not
Greece, Mike. Greece.
I know Greece.
Let's say it together.
Greece.
There we go.
Okay, everything's all right. I can say Greece. I almost said it again. I almost said Italy.
So we went to Italy.
But yeah, and we spoke about that briefly, and then I think one of us said to the other one, "Oh, Bradley loves me more," and then we just joked about it. And I said to her about saying to you, I was like, you have to make sure that you listen to the podcast. So you can hear the little quarrel. Because it's quite funny because she messaged you, didn't she, and spoke about it. So it's like both of us have mentioned it to each when we're with each other, and then we're both away from each other, near you, and we both still say it to you.
Well, yeah, we were just having a general conversation, and yeah, she just mentioned I can't remember what I said to her, but it was something about my undying love for her or something. Because
I just want to clarify that TJ, myself, and Bradley are all single, and none of us are involved. Well, me and Bradley are involved with each other, but that's not relevant right now.
Only twice.
That's far. Or while you've been awake.
Yeah. I'm here now, Mike. So
that's it. That's the podcast. The podcast aphrodisiac. After you've had like a metal robot penis in your face for like 2 hours and looking at me across the room, you just want it. That's what happens.
I don't think people appreciate the sound of two chubby guys going at it.
They don't need to listen. We could do it on the sofa right there. Just have our sweaty chest hair kind of knotting together.
Yeah. Okay, Mike. Enough of that.
You put a pillow down on your crotch.
Well, yeah, I don't want you to see me visibly excited.
Oh, God. I'm getting a bit flustered myself, actually.
Woo!
Woo! Anyway, I'm not going to ask you who you love more out of me and TJ, because I know it's me.
I have an answer.
You do, but if you say the wrong answer, then this podcast is over.
I'll tell you at the end of the podcast.
Oh, yeah, disappointment. I think maybe what it is that you and TJ actually love me more than you love each other, and you just don't want to come to terms with that?
No, that's 100% not true.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, bro.
I'm sorry, but it's not true.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate that, you being one of my best friends. It's like, nah.
Well...
Especially as female, I guess, Maybe. If I got like a surgery, would you then?
No, I'd probably find you repulsive.
What if I became
I'm
like
joking. I'm joking.
What if I became like a really like? I'm trying to think. Who's like your number one like celebrities?
My number one celebrity. Oh, this is a hard. We've spoken about this so many times.
That's because
before.
we're misogynistic piece of shit men.
No,
and even talking about women being attractive. Is
not like
disgusting.
that. Everyone
Yeah,
talks about it.
I'm joking. I'm joking to the more liberal viewers.
It's really hard because I mean, for a long time it was Scarlett Johansson for me.
Yeah, that was one of mine as well for a very long time.
And I've always had a thing for Jessica Alba as well.
I think everyone's got a thing for Jessica Alba.
And
gorgeous.
I mean, Brad Pitt is kind of.
To be honest, he is a very attractive man as well. But obviously, I want to clarify that I'm not gay, and I'm pretty sure that you're not. Neither of us are bi either. But most of the women I know seem to be bi. But irrelevant.
I digress.
I digress. ... Next paragraph. I'm trying to think of mine now because it was like
Yours was Scarlett Johansson for a long time.
Scarlett Johansson's kind of like wife. She's like the one I want to marry. And it's like, if I just had like a fling with one person, it'd probably be someone like Kelly Brook.
Oh man, Jessica Negri.
Oh no, Jessica Negri.
Jessica Negri is
Jessica Negri is my number one. I don't know about I probably would be, to be honest, marriage.
I thought you were going to say Marilyn Manson.
Well, I'd say Marilyn Monroe if I was going to go down that road, mate. You know, she's gorgeous as well, but obviously she's dead, and that was maybe a long time ago she was alive. But no, it's like, yeah, I say Jessica Negri. She'd be my number one marry and number one. Which I don't know about number one marry. Scarlett Johansson, her personality seems pretty stellar, and she's like got that music career. If no one's ever heard of Scarlett Johansson's sing, she's really good. She's got this album with a guy called Pete Yorn, and there's a song called Relator, and it's on YouTube, and there's another song called Clean that's really good. The whole album's just about a relationship, and I think each song is like the stages of a relationship. And the first song, just Relator, it's their single. It's probably the best song on the album, and it's just really cool. I think I've shown you that before, haven't I? The Relator song.
Yeah, you should. A while ago.
I don't listen to huge amount now. Yeah, but she's a really good singer, and she's like all the things I've seen her say about speaking about activism and stuff. She seems like a really cool person. I did kind of fall in love with her for a while. I got fixated. There you go.
Yeah, it was a very unhealthy obsession.
I wouldn't say it's an obsession. You know, I've never been one with celebrities or anything. It's going to be a bit too much detail for some viewers. I've never been one of the ones to look at pictures of them and touch myself or anything. With celebrities, even when I was like almost in love with Scarlett Johansson, I was never like that. It was never. It sounds weird, but even with talking like Kelly Brook and things like that, it's just if they're famous or celebrity or anything like that, I've just never.
No, I've not either.
Not really. Yeah. with Scarlett Johansson, it was just she's absolutely stunning, gorgeous, and she's awesome. And so I was just like, well, I'd marry her if I could. And then her nudes got leaked, and I was like, huh. Fair enough.
That's cool.
That's cool. I definitely didn't look at them though, because that would be awful. Just like Jennifer Lawrence, I would never ever look at any celebrity nudes. That's a horrendous thing to do. It's funny because it actually is. But it's almost like everyone else has kind of done it. It's like everyone else has done it. If everyone else is talking about, Jennifer Lawrence's asshole, it's like, well, I've got to see it, haven't I? Like, everyone else has seen it.
I saw them, but I didn't look at them because I was like, oh, it's the cool thing to do. Everyone else is doing it. I looked at them because it's just interest.
Curiosity.
Yeah, it's curiosity. Yeah. Everyone's going to do it.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like even...
And it's not like I looked at them and then started touching myself.
Yeah, well, exactly. I never fapped to any of that sort of jazz. But I didn't look for a huge amount of celebrity nudes. I saw Scarlett Johansson's Hayley Williams, but she posted a topless picture on Twitter. And then it was Jennifer Lawrence as well. But it was partially because everyone, like not just the media, but also like South Park, they spoke about Jennifer Lawrence. Like Cartman saying, have you seen that chick from the Hunger Games asshole? I think it was me, Kieran, and Reese or something. We were watching it, and we were like, Jennifer Lawrence's asshole. I was like,
and you immediately went online.
Well, no, because me and Reese and Kieran were talking about, and me and Reese had seen. We hadn't gone and sought them out, but obviously you go on the internet on Reddit or anything like that, and you go on certain websites, and it's just like celebrity news will appear, and it's like we'd seen a couple of the ones with her breasts and stuff, but that was about it. And then we heard about that, and then I think Kieran was like, have you not seen that picture then? And we were like, what are you talking about? And you saw the picture, and it's just like, fucking hell. You know that one where it's got her bent over, and there's a guy with his two fingers in her? Have you not seen that one?
I may have, but I don't recall specific pictures.
I just remember seeing it because it was so weird to me. I've got no problem with anyone taking nudes of anything, or... I don't care what people do in their free time, as long as they're not hurting anyone that doesn't want to be hurt, I don't really care. But it's just like, that picture, it was not flattering. Like, if you get... Like, in the past, I've had women send me, I don't know, saucy pictures, let's say. But it's like...
Saucy pictures.
Saucy pictures. I sound like I'm from the bloody 70s, don't I? Or something. I don't know, I sound like a prude. Send me pictures of mainly their breasts. And it's like, I'm much more, with that sort of thing, I'm much more about the provocative nature of things. So I really like hand bras. Hand bras are just my favourite thing in the world. I literally, I love them so much. It's just like, if a woman sends me a picture of them where they've, obviously, because if they take the picture themselves, I'd hope, not someone else I'd take the picture, that they've only got one hand free, so they put their one arm across both breasts.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Love that. Or if they're like laying down on the bed and you can't see the nipples. I just like provocative pictures. Whereas when it's just like, legs apart, tits out, here's a picture. It's like fair enough, but I'd rather be teased with photos like that.
I hope you're all taking notes. Mike likes hand bras and no vag.
Hand bras and no vag. That's the new logo, slogan rather, for Genuine Chit-Chat. Genuine Chit-Chat. All hand bras, no vag. Man. But it's like, the only reason I say that is because I think Jennifer Lawrence, when she mentioned the reason the pictures were a lot of them were so saucy, was because like, she said, when you're an actor, obviously long distance quite a lot, you kind of, in a sense, need these pictures, kind of get yourselves going. And I understand that. I do understand it. I just personally, I wouldn't take a picture of my girlfriend's bent over with 2 fingers in her vagina and her asshole right there and take a picture of it. Like that isn't, Jennifer Lawrence is an incredibly attractive woman. I find it incredibly attractive, but that pose isn't that attractive. Just seeing an asshole and 2 fingers in a thing, it's like, even if that was me with a girlfriend, that's not, you know what I mean? It's kind of when, but yeah, I suppose I'm not much of a voyeur though. There's people who like taking, taking videos of themselves fucking.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Why would I want to see me fucking? I'm like, when a woman sleeps with me, I'm like, she's clearly made an error. I'm not an attractive dude. It's like, I don't then want to record it and document it and see me having sex with someone who's clearly much more attractive than me. That's gross. Why would I want to see that? I want to see my gross sweatiness all over them and, oh, God.
Although I do have a story kind of like that.
Go on.
When I was with an ex-girlfriend, she had, those, when you have a wardrobe built into your bedroom and it's just all mirrors. So an entire wall is mirrors.
Yeah.
I remember not one day, it was a couple of times that, we were having sex, and obviously I would see movement in the corner of my eye, and look over, and I'd see us having sex in the mirror, and it's really hard not to keep looking at the mirror when you're having sex because it's there.
I know it's kind of like
it's hard to concentrate.
I can imagine if I've slept with women and in the mirror. Fortunately, I'm normally lucky enough. I would say it's premeditated. It's definitely not. It's not what sex is involved. My brain just does the mush. But I have had times where I've been in the mirror and I can see a bit of movement. And it's like my I can see like the corner of my leg or something, just the angle, and I can see a little bit of movement. I keep looking over there because it's just instinct, isn't it? You're just like,
yeah, if there's movement, you're going to watch it, and something like that. If you notice something like that, you can't just look away and ignore it.
Well, it's like if you're on the street and someone's look a naked old man, you look first, and then your brain goes, wait, what? And then you see something which you probably don't want to see.
Have you just compared my body to a naked old man?
No, I'm just saying that as a thing that I imagine. I'm trying to think of something that most people really wouldn't want to see, like an old man. When your balls start drooping, like women's breasts droop when they get older, but men's balls apparently sag really low. I think knees, ankles. I'm obviously joking for those who don't know. But I just said naked old man just because I thought, a naked old man running through the city. I imagine no one really wants to see that. Like if I just said a woman running, and a lot of people would be like, yeah, I'd love to see a woman running and naked. So probably, it depends how attractive she was. I don't want to say an unattractive woman. I just thought, an old dude. It's like car crash syndrome. You drive past a accident or something, or you're in the car where someone drives past.
Oh God, yeah, everyone does.
The thing is, I like looking at that sort of thing. I think it's interesting. I don't want to see someone.
You think it's interesting to see a car crash?
Well, that
I
sounds.
think you need to rephrase that.
That sounds sadistic. I mean, like, it's kind of like, because I haven't been in a proper car crash, thank God. When you see a car just crumpled like that, it's just so different. You don't see them like that very often. Do you know what I mean?
I guess so.
You see, think about how many cars you see a day. Like hundreds of. It lives in Southampton. It's got to be thousands and thousands of cars you see without even really thinking about how many you see. But how many of them are like their windows are broken, or the whole front of them is like condensed? Or there's one I saw which this is kind of gross, but it took a while to kind of process, where there was a window had a hole out of it, and there was blood around the hole because obviously someone wasn't wearing a seatbelt.
I know what you're gonna say. Yeah.
And flew out the windscreen. And that's brutal. But when I saw that, I was just like, fuck, you just don't see cars when they're all crumpled and mangled and stuff. I was seeing objects destroyed is fun. Do you know what I mean? Like if I.
Like a real man.
Well, it's like, buildings collapsing. Have you ever seen videos of like demolitions and stuff like that on YouTube? So I haven't gone out and sought it. I've watched a couple, but it's just it's quite cool. It's just that part of you that likes to destroy.
It's like a caveman.
Yeah, pretty much.
Neanderthal
Smash it, break everything.
Break.
Do you ever do that thing when you were a kid where you just broke stuff?
I do that now. Do you know one thing that's bad for me is bottle caps.
Bottle caps.
Not as in like a glass bottle where you have to use a bottle opener to get the cap off. I mean like an Oasis bottle where you have the plastic cap that you twist off. I have to chew them. It's a really weird thing. I think it's just some sort of oral fixation I have because I'm a smoker and blah blah blah. But I have this sudden urge where I'll finish a drink from a bottle, and then I'll look at the cap and I'll be like, I have to chew that. And I'll sit and chew a cap for a good 10 minutes and then just chuck it away.
Well, I used to do that with, you know, the bit of the cap when you twist it and you get the ring that's left. So you get the cap and then on the bottle still there's that plastic ring.
Oh yeah.
I used to take them out and chew them for must be years. Cause
I used to do that too.
Yeah. Hey.
It's really weird though. It's a weird habit.
It is a weird habit. Excuse me, that was gross. It is a weird habit. You're right.
Tasty.
Taste
burger.
I was going to say it tastes the burgers we just ate. Yeah, well, it's like, what are we talking about?
Chewing bottle caps.
Oh god.
What else would we be talking about?
Well, exactly. You know, that's the thing. That's the best. That's the most interesting conversation we've ever had on this podcast, and never will. It's just nothing can top that. Well, it's like I used to bite my fingernails. I used to. Was it basically bite my fingernails all the fucking time?
I hate that.
Yeah. Well, I stopped doing that in college.
One of the worst things. I've tried it. I have really
Giving
bad.
it a go.
No, I have really bad oral fixation, and I like to chew things, but fingernails is something I can't chew. It's gross, man. How can you? It's awful.
Well, now it's because the thing is your fingernails are so strong now. But if you do them from when you're younger, your fingernails are also soft. So you essentially rip them off and just chewing like really, really thin, weak plastic almost.
It's not. It's not. It's not the same. It's a fingernail.
Yeah, it's gross, but it's like when it's your own fingernails. You're not asking to chew
it's
someone
not
else's.
even-
I never chewed anyone else's fingernails.
I don't mean it's gross. I'm not saying it's gross. It's just a horrible feeling to chew.
Well, yeah, but it becomes a habit. I mean, smoking cigarettes. Like obviously, I smoke as well, but it's like
Yeah, but smoking feels nice.
Yeah,
I get a nicotine hit.
Yeah, but to begin with, when you first start smoking, it's just hot. It's just like smoke and fire down your throat.
Yeah, but you don't wean yourself onto chewing fingernails.
You don't know me. You don't know my life.
It's not. I didn't really wean myself onto smoking either. I did it because it was cool, and then I got
tell
addicted.
the folks at home how old you were when you started smoking.
I was 18.
Okay, then we'll go down that road. Then.
No, what was I? I was 11, 12?
And that was actually to fit in, wasn't it?
Yeah, loads of
Well,
people.
It's like 10 or 11. It's not like you
the
can blame.
cool kids at my school smoked,
And
and
you
I
went
thought
to a rough school, didn't you?
it wasn't rough.
More downtrodden sort of area, sort of thing.
Yeah, kind of. See, it was people from rough areas that came to our school because it was the closest school to them.
Yeah.
And then we merged with another school that was a rougher school.
Yeah.
But it wasn't too bad. Like, because we merged when I went into year 10. And then it kind of picked up from there. It got better as we merged with the rougher kids, which is weird to say. But yeah, I mean, there were a lot of fights and stuff in my school. But
there's a lot of fights in every school, I think.
I think the reason it was so bad is because our school was rivals with this other school.
Oh, okay.
And then we merged. But then all the rivalry kind of went away because it was that stupid kid thing of, oh, you're from that other school, we're going to beat you up. But when you become the same school, you can't really go, oh, you're from the same school, I'm going to beat you up.
Yeah. Well, you get a lot of those people, don't you, where they're very tribal. You know, where it's like football teams and countries and cities. How many people in Southampton, because that's where we live, how many people in Southampton hate people from Portsmouth?
Yeah.
I just want to say here, right, I just want to clarify, this is on record. If anyone hates anyone from Portsmouth because you live in Southampton, you're a cunt. Is it? Because there is...
Fuck, you just call me?
There's no reason that you can ever hate someone for... Right, first of all, if you're born and you live in a city, right, I can't really imagine I'll move out of Southampton. Maybe I'll move nearer, like, in the local area, maybe to Bournemouth or something, but I can't really ever see myself living out of Southampton because literally everyone I know and like is in Southampton, bar maybe like 3 people. You know, Alex Hart just moved to Wales. My friend Laura is in Scotland. You know, and then I can't really think of anyone else who comes to mind. Maybe
You're going to lose me soon.
Oh, good.
I'm moving to Japan, dude.
Oh yeah, because you're a weeaboo, aren't you?
I'm not a weeaboo. It's a very offensive term. I prefer otaku.
I don't know what that means.
It's just a name that you give to people who like anime and shit.
Okay, fair enough. It sounds too cool though. Weeaboo sounds a lot more lame.
Shut up.
Okay. But yeah, it's like it's like what are we talking about?
I don't know. Gubbins.
Oh, not Gubbins again. We were talking about something quite good, and it's completely gone. And people listening to us now are like, "How are these guys?"
You were talking about living in Southampton and how you won't leave.
Oh, that's it. Yeah,
It's a good thing I remember.
It's a good thing you remember. That's the thing. I haven't even had a drink today or anything. It's not like I'm doing like a drunk podcast or anything ridiculous. I'm dead sober.
I'm smashed. I'm about to take a piss in your plant pot.
Oh, don't do that. That took a long time to grow those plants. Well, it depends. If you're gonna don't piss in the aloe vera. If you're gonna piss in the other one, don't piss in the aloe vera.
I'll piss in the rhododendrons.
I don't have any rhododendrons. I don't know what a rhododendron is. I might have them. They might be in the garden. Who knows?
It's a flower.
I know it's a flower of some sort. I don't know what. I'm not an expert on flowers. I know about the flowers you can buy for women because when I date someone, I was like, "What's your favourite flower?" And then they tell me, and that's the only flower I ever buy them.
It's always lilies.
It is lilies.
It's always lilies.
No, I tell you what. There's daffodils. One of them really liked daffodils. My mum really likes lilies. Two of my exes really like lilies. I think one girl I date liked tulips. Maybe. Yeah, I think one guy I liked I dated like tulips, and then two like daffodils and two like lilies. I don't really know much of flowers. They just bore me. I don't get flowers.
I know nothing about flowers.
I just know that they cost a lot of money to buy. It's like, hey, it's Valentine's Day. Do you wanna buy your girlfriend stuff because you feel like you have to because the world makes you? So okay, what do I have to do? You buy some flowers. Okay, how much are they? 20 quid. So what?
Only on Valentine's Day though. What you should do is buy some flowers and freeze them, and then you can thaw them out on Valentine's Day.
Wouldn't it be better just to buy fake flowers? They'll just last the whole year and they look cool.
Yeah, but then it's fake flowers, isn't it?
Yeah, people get funny about that. I don't know why. I don't like normal flowers, but then I have hay fever, so I buy a woman.
Yes, same.
So I buy a woman flowers. It's like, oh, how sweet! They put it in their room. It's like, great.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Well, exactly. It's like you sleep in their room and they've got their flowers, on their windowsill or something, and the wind's coming in and blowing the pollen all over you, and it's like.
You've basically given yourself a handicap for the night.
Pretty much. It's like, well, if I want to sleep with her, I'm going to be asthmatic slightly. So, as well as my overwhelming unfitness as it is, and lack of stamina, it's just like, that's just going to... I don't need those sorts of odds against me.
It turns on when you wheeze I love you to her.
I think I probably have wheezed I love you before. I've been pretty bad in the past with hay fever and stuff.
Yeah, you get... I mean, I get pretty bad hay fever, but you're something else. I've seen you at your worst with hay fever. It's a sight to behold.
It's some sort of next level thing when your entire body can handle... Like, I lived in this house with, obviously, when Callum and Reese both got the flu twice in the space of a month. They got the flu, lost the flu, then got the flu again. I was living in the house with them. I think I was sharing cigarettes with them at one point for some stupid reason. Like, we were smoking... we were smoking in the garden and whatnot, and it was just like, without even thinking, they passed me the cigarette and I smoked, and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I'm going to get really ill, and I didn't. So, managed to not get ill from sharing cigarettes with two guys who had the flu, and then my body is like, the thing that kills it is literally two of the most natural things on the planet, grass and tree pollen. And I got tested, didn't I? I went to the hospital, and they did the allergy test and stuff to see what I was allergic to, and it's like, yeah, grass and tree pollen. It's like, oh, good. It's not like they're fucking everywhere. It's not like there's grass every fucking city in the UK, is there? It's like, oh, yeah, not trees. Yeah, those things that are really helpful towards oxygen. Yeah, those things. Yeah, and forests. Yeah, you can't go near them. So, oh, good. Thank you.
I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, I've now taken sleeping pills that are curing my hay fever, which is really weird.
Sleeping pills?
Well, they're called Sominex. They're meant to be... I think you're meant to take one in the morning or in the evening, and they're meant to regulate your sleeping a lot more to make you sleep better. I haven't really found a difference in my sleeping, if I'm being honest. But one of the side effects is that they're antihistamine. And for people who... Because I had an 180 milligram antihistamine called fexofenadine or fexofenadine or something.
That's not a real thing.
How dare you? I think it's fexofenadine, I think it's called. And it's... I think it's 180 milligrams. And the ones you buy in the shop's like 10 or 20 milligrams. And so it's as strong as you can get. And I was having... I think it's the second strongest you can get, thinking about it. But I was having them and they just stopped working. So I said to the doctor, can I have something stronger? And he was like... in the surgery in this pharmacy we don't have anything stronger. I was like, okay, what can I do then? He was like, well, I can prescribe you these sleeping pills pretty much, but they kind of work as antihistamine sometimes, or that's about it. So, all right, good.
Are you sure this was a licensed doctor?
They're the good doctor surgery. The doctor surgery I was before, they would give me 100, I think it's 120 milligram fexofenadine.
His name was Shady Dave.
Down the co-op. And I said to, in my last doctor's surgery, this was years ago, I was like, I need something stronger. And they're like, okay, how about you write a diary for 2 months about every day that you experience worse hay fever, and then we'll figure it out. And I was like, I have bad hay fever every single day. The pills do not work. It's the same for me if I take these pills or if I do not take these pills. I need something stronger. No. So, okay, fuck you then. I just changed surgery, said that to them. They got me a dermatology appointment locally. They got me a hospital appointment for my allergies, increased my the strength of my antihistamines because I said so, and I was like, I know they're wrong. And they're okay, we'll give this to you for a month, see how you feel at the end of the month. It was way better. Like, okay, and that's what I had for ages. And it's just like, and even now it's like, yeah, they don't work anymore because I think Catherine, my sister, she used to take fexofenadine, and so did my niece Leah, and they had the same thing. After a certain amount of time, it just stopped working. And I think Catherine's on something similar to Somanex. It's like another. The reason I was more okay with it when he said it on the phone, because I called up the surgery. The reason I was more okay with it was because Catherine had said, well, fexofenadine doesn't work anymore for me or anything. I'm now on these things that are basically sleeping pills, but they somehow work. So she told me about that. I had it with the doctor. I was like, okay, it's weird. They work. I remember when I got them. I was suffering quite badly. It was a few months ago when I first got them, and I was suffering quite badly. And then I took one in the afternoon, and within about an hour, all my symptoms are completely gone. I had a blocked up nose, my face was rashy, and my face immediately stopped itching within the hour. My nose stopped running, and I'm like this summer when you've seen me, I haven't been bad at all.
How weird. So the side effects of the tablets are helping you. It's not even the core purpose of those tablets, it's the side effect.
Yeah, it's basically, they do prescribe them. I googled it, and they are quite often prescribed as antihistamines now. So, but it's just a weird thing where on the packaging it says they're called Somanex, and it's a picture of like a pillow with like the moon and like little Z's next to it, so people are sleeping. So, the annoying thing is that fexofenadine I could get. I managed to on the prescription once. I wrote 2 packs, and so I got 2 months worth for the paying a prescription of 1, and I had that for years. It was great, but with Somanex, 1 pack is only 16 pills, so to get 2 packs is a month. So, and I can't put 4 packs on there because that's just ridiculous. Because they will not give me 4 packs for a month. They're like, "What are you doing?" But the other one, it was all right. But no, not some. And the annoying thing is that now, because my allergies have got so much better, so I have that face cream I have to put on, and the
yes, your daily cream.
Loads of fun. And the steroid I have to put on occasionally. I don't, and I have an inhaler that I very rarely need anymore. And it's just like, what? You can get this thing which is the NHS. It's like if you have a certain amount, you spend a certain amount of prescriptions a year, you just pay like a flat fee of like 108 quid or 120 quid or something, and then it's just essentially infinite prescriptions. You have to pay any more for them. They're called prepayment cards, and I had that for a while, and now I'm like just under it, where it's just like it costs. If I have that, it will cost me like 10 or 15 quid more than if I didn't have that. So I have to keep going and getting prescriptions and paying each thing monthly, rather than just. What I used to be able to do, just have a card and have infinite prescriptions. Became a drug baron. Start making my own legal highs.
Legal. I wouldn't say legal highs.
I don't know.
Really highs, are they?
Well, I think was that thing in between us. I don't really know about mixing pharmaceuticals and getting yourself mullered on them because
you can take advice from the in-between.
I've never done it. Was that
it's like cough syrup?
It was cough syrup,
red wine and sleeping pills.
Ribena, yeah. I think it was Ribena, red wine, sleeping pills, and cough syrup. I think it was those
something
things.
Like that.
Yeah. Well, they're all legal, aren't they?
Yeah, but I don't think the high is very good.
I wouldn't
It's
know.
just a bunch of sleeping pills.
Well, he did look like a proper state. I know it's over dramatised for humour purposes, but he didn't look in a good way, did he? He didn't. No one watched that episode of In-Betweeners where Neil gets fucked and goes, "You know what? That looks like fun."
He's like, I want to do that.
He's like drooling and going all crazy. Well, here's a question: can you remember the time you got the most drunk? Like ridiculous. Like do you ever do anything stupid or anything like
that? I'd say it's not really that stupid, but it made me throw up.
You suck a dude's dick.
Huh?
Did you suck a dude's dick?
That wasn't the worst time, but no, I went to a house party once.
Yeah.
I would have been 18, 19.
Okay.
One of the two. And it was just
when
one
the
of
house party stopped going from our parents have managed to get us some vodka to we're old enough we can be adults, and then everyone just goes overboard for like 2 years.
My parents never got me alcohol. I used to just get my older friends to get it.
Oh, my parents
They'd get like a bottle of cider or something, or a pack of 4 Red Stripe, and then go sit in a park.
My parents used to they'd say Like, because they, with Kieran and Reese, when we were I think it's probably about 15. It was like 14 I drank a bit, but it was like 15, 16. And I think it was around 16 that my parents were like, well, I know you're going to be drinking anyway, so we'll buy you stuff. But when I used to go with like
Schlur.
we used to go with like Kieran and Reese, and they'd be like, okay, well, you're going to be sharing with them clearly, so you can have this one bottle of vodka and nothing else, or this one bottle of shots.
WKD.
I don't think I ever got WKD. I remember drinking it before. I used to use it. Do you remember I used to make those cocktails? I used to mix them. Back.
Oh, your terrible cocktails.
Fuck you!
They taste horrendous.
Well, I want to clarify. 1 in 3 tasted amazing.
Yeah, that's not good statistics.
I didn't try. The problem was that I'd make a good one, and then I'd get considerably more drunk throughout the evening, and less bothered to make cocktails. But I have an ego problem, so people asking me to make cocktails gave me some sort of gratification. So as I get more drunk throughout the evening, I'd make them stronger and stronger, and eventually I'd run out of things, so I have to substitute random other shit with it.
You'd get to the point where you'd get a pint glass and put 3/4 vodka and 1/4 water. Sorry, I've run out of mixers. Here, have this.
I can't say I quite did that bad, but I remember putting much too much absinthe in one of my concoctions once.
Oh, I remember that.
That was awful, wasn't it? And we were like,
because it was only... Was that...
There wasn't that much absinthe.
I think it was only you, me, and Dom.
I think it was Dom. Yeah, because that's when Dom was puking in my toilet. That's when Dom always says... At the old house, he always says that he became very well acquainted with the toilet in that house because he wouldn't have cocktails anymore because of me. Because for like 2 years he just kept going to house parties. I'd just always be making cocktails, and either I'd make them so bad they're just shit, or when they're amazing, because I did make some really good ones quite a few times. But the problem was when they're amazing, they're still really strong. So what happens is you go, this tastes fucking amazing. You can't even taste the booze, so you're drinking it, and you're getting really mullered, but it doesn't taste like you get mullered. And then you fast forward like 4 hours, you're like. Oh god! Also, you normally sat down like in the old house. We had quite a big lounge, so everyone was sat down quite a lot.
Yeah, there was a lot of room for everyone.
Yeah, so you kind of sit down, you're just drinking all night, and then what happens is just like it gets worse and worse, and then you stand up. Like, oh, I need to go for a piss, and you stand up. All the booze hits you. Like, oh god.
I just want to say that when Mike says cocktails, he doesn't mean like a fancy martini glass with an umbrella in it. He means just a pint glass with shit poured into it. That is a cocktail.
Well, because what used to happen was I used to make myself like screwdrivers or stuff, which is vodka and orange juice, and then I did for a while have orange and like tropical juice because like the citrus of like lemon and orange and those sorts of things, they cover up the taste of alcohol quite well. So I used to make them, and then I can't remember. I think someone just had... I think at one point, it must have been before we moved out. I think it was back when I was living with Mum and stuff. It must have been... Dad died when I was 19. So yeah, it must have been... It was before Dad died there. It was when Mum and Dad were... when I was living at Mum and Dad's. And we'd have parties, and obviously, when we were just under 18 and stuff, we wouldn't have a huge amount of alcohol. So we just kind of get everything we could. And sometimes it would be like... We'd have like vodka, like 3 half bottles of WKD, orange juice... tropical juice, like tequila and gin or something.
I'd always bring the Jack Daniels.
You would, yeah. But you can't mix with whiskey. You can't mix that with almost anything.
Mix it with apple juice if you haven't.
Really?
I don't think you ever have you?
I don't know.
It's so good with apple juice.
I like Southern Comfort and cream soda.
I don't like Southern Comfort anymore. I used to drink it all the time.
We all used to drink it.
Yeah, around
that's probably
17, 18.
Yeah.
And I don't like it anymore.
There's about 2 or 3 years where I was just drinking almost nothing but Southern Comfort.
I mean, we used to go to...
Justin's.
We used to go to Justin's, and we'd get a bottle of Southern Comfort, and we'd basically all down a bit each to lower the contents of the bottle, and then fill the bottle up with a bit of lemonade, and then just pass it around.
Oh, those were the days. You can't do that anymore. I suppose I probably could.
I get tired at like 8 o'clock. I need to go to bed.
You're only 20. You've been 23 for what, a month? Almost less,
yeah, just over a month. I've been 23 now.
Yeah, well, no, it's September, isn't it? It's September.
Today's the 19th.
Oh, is it? Oh, Christ.
No, yeah, 18th. Right. It's the 18th.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's just been over a month. Sorry. Yeah, my brain gone. Wow, sort of over halfway through September. That's good. Get my paycheck in a couple of weeks. First time new job.
I can't wait till payday.
Yeah, well, I can't wait because I was unemployed for like 7 or 8 weeks, wasn't I? Well, I had a lovely time off. I learned to sew. I started a podcast.
You learned to sew.
I did. Jill taught me.
I genuinely know how to sew.
That's because you're not like I am. You're not just pathetic.
I'm an independent man.
I was going to say you're an independent, strong woman who don't need no man.
I'm a strong man.
Yeah. Well, I just didn't know how to sew. That reminds me, actually, I've got the shirt I wore to work today, actually, as a hole just above the pocket, and I only realised when I left the house. That was quite annoying. I need to sew that up as
You're
well.
going to relish in the fact that you can sew that now.
I'm really happy. Like, I've been wanting to sew for ages.
I mean, it's a good skill to know.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a skill. I suppose
I think it is a skill. Well,
Yeah.
you got to think, like, if you get a big... Like, the coat I always wear that's 7 years old.
Is this the bullet from a Valentine one?
No, that's a hoodie. I think I gave that to my ex, actually. I think...
Oh.
Yeah, I think she still got it. Yeah.
Give it back.
Give it back now. No, I don't care. I was like, yeah, I gave it to her, and we still chat and stuff. And I was just like, you can have it. I don't care. It's so old and so fucked. It's just like, and women seem to be women maybe just that I date seem to only ever have one hoodie to themselves, and then just steal my hoodies fucking constantly. I had to buy like if I was ever in a relationship, I'd only have 3 hoodies, and they'd probably be the same 3 hoodies I've had since I was like 14. Because that bullet one I've had since I was 15. That's almost 10 years. That's one where it's like
you've known it since you've had it since I've known you.
Yeah, well, it's that hoodie that it's like it's so old that it used to be black and now it's like light brown or dark brown because it's like
It's gross.
it's a clean hoodie. It's just fucked and all that the sleeves are all torn apart and ripped and
Are
stuff.
you going to say that love wore the colour away?
No, I didn't even think of that. That's good though. That's nice. Excuse me. No, but it's about hoodies and me giving hoodies away to women. Yeah, it seems like I've given at least 2 women I've dated own one of my hoodies. I did give one of them. I think I gave my second girlfriend long term. I'm not trying to say names, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I think I gave her an Avenged Sevenfold hoodie that I just flat out just didn't want. I just wore it and it wasn't very comfortable. And
Take
she
this
always
away.
Well, I wore it wasn't very comfortable, and she always wore it and loved it, and I was like, "Fucking have it." Then. I don't want it.
To be honest, I don't think it's anything to do with the relationship. I think I've given like 2 hoodies to girls that I haven't been dating.
Have you slept with them though?
No.
What are you playing at there, man?
Well, I like to think I'm a nice person, Mike.
Oh.
If I'm out with people
Never.
and say I'm out with, whether it be a guy or a girl,
Yeah.
and they say I'm cold, I'll offer them my jacket.
Oh, I do that all the time. I offer-
And I've given them my jacket, and they just haven't given it back. I had a Disturbed hoodie,
yeah,
and it was like my not now I don't care, but at the time it was like my favourite thing.
yeah.
And yeah, I reluctantly lent it to a girl because I was like, I don't think I'm going to get this hoodie back, and I never got it back. It's probably in the bin.
I think Reese gave a girl that I wouldn't say they were seeing each other, but I think she was kind of interested in him. This was years ago now. I think it was about 4 or 5, maybe longer than that. Maybe
6, 7, 8.
I'm trying to think. It was around college, I think. So it must be about 4 to 5 years ago, I believe.
About 5 years ago.
And he went over a girl's house and he lent her a top or something, and she really liked, and then she just kept it. And he asked for it back. She said, "Nah." So okay. And it's like
I would have burnt that house down.
burned that bitch down. Yeah.
My hoodie.
I'm trying to think. There was something in my. I can't remember what it was, but there was either a top or a hoodie or something that I gave to a girl, and then I think we broke up or something, and then I really wanted it back, but I just didn't want to talk to her again. So I was like, "Well, you can have it."
And that haunts you every night now.
No,
I want that hoodie.
no, the haunting existential dread. I've got enough of that. I don't need a hoodie to warn me.
Oh, I know you've got enough of that, Mike.
That edgy existential dread that everyone's always talking about. Mine's more like existential dread light. It's kind of like it doesn't get me down all the time. It's like occasionally, you know. It's just the odd sprinkling of it, you know. Every
The
day,
odd sprinkling.
every day is like a sprinkling of depression, but not like actually depressed. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of like existential dread light. Lite, not Light.
Like a soft spread.
I was thinking more of like a soft drink, you know, like Coca-Cola Light,
Oh, like
Sprite,
Bud
Zero. It's not quite zero because if it was like existential dread
It
zero,
would be depression free.
yeah, exactly. And I don't think anyone's depression free, to be honest. That's the thing about those sorts of things. Oh man, my throat is going so bad. And it's funny because I don't even smoke as much as you, and you never have as much of a bad throat as me.
I always have a bad throat. I'm like always coughing. Do you know how hard it is for me to stifle the coughs at the moment?
What? Just while the podcast?
Yeah.
Do you normally cough quite a lot when you're with me?
You don't know me at all.
That's true. Then it must be just one of those things that you just kind of like.
I'm quite good at stifling coughs because
I thought you said stifling children or something.
why would I have said children?
I don't know. Just when I think of stifling something, I just think of the most ridiculous thing. I mean,
We haven't found them yet, so
all right then.
let's move on.
Let's not talk about stifling children because I brought it up. To be fair, but
It's your fault.
yeah, you need to watch it, mate. You know watch it. Get off your ass.
Everyone keeps telling me to, but
Watch it.
To be honest, I think I read like half of the book
That's not the same. I don't read the book.
ages ago, and I haven't seen the original movie.
Nor have
And I don't know.
I wasn't fussed about it. I didn't think it was going to be very good.
This is a very unpopular opinion, but I don't really like horror
Black people.
movies.
I thought you were saying it just as unpopular opinion. I want to clarify, I am joking.
Dude!
I'm making Bradley seem to be a racist child stifler.
No, you're making yourself look like that, Mike.
That is kind of true. No, I'm obviously completely joking. Like 100%. I just thought I was going to say.
I know you are.
Something stupid. Yeah, you say about it. You don't like children.
No, I don't really like horror movies. I don't like children either. But
I know you don't like children. That's why I said it.
No, I'm not massive on horror movies. I don't hate horror movies, but I just find that most horror movies I watch don't entertain me, and they don't scare me. And another thing, I don't find enjoyment out of being made to jump.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a horror movie where it's genuinely like, it's scary and you kind of feel like, ooh, I'm on the edge of my seat, it's scary.
Yeah.
That's good. But if it's just, and then you're like, shit, now my heart's beating fast, I don't think that's fun.
Yeah, you got to have the right thing. Have you seen Women in Black?
I haven't, no.
Okay, that's really good. It's got tasteful jump scares, but the whole feeling of it is isolation, because it's just Daniel Radcliffe. That was the first film I saw him in after Harry Potter, and I was like, oh, this guy can actually really well act. And it's only obviously a 12A, so it's not like a gore fest or anything. It's just a really well-made movie. It's about isolation. It's not those movies where there's a haunted house, I'm going to go into it for no reason and then get killed. It's like, I'm not going to ruin the plot or anything, but there's actual...
are sometimes terrible.
Yeah, that situation. And with it, I found that there was the odd time, but most of the time you didn't get that thing where the children were just being retarded. You know what I mean? Where they're just like, I just watched someone go in that room and blood splatter out and screaming. Why not just wander in there with no weapons and just hope for the best? And then the door locks behind them and then they die. And it's like, oh.
I mean, psychological horrors, if pulled off well, are usually really good.
Have you seen Don't Breathe?
I haven't, no.
I won't even try this. You need to watch Don't Breathe. That's a cool movie. That's made by Sam Raimi, made the Evil Dead films and the Spider-Man trilogy. Well, no, actually,
awesome.
I think no, it's not. That's a lie. I think it's produced by him, but I know it's directed by the person who directed the new Evil Dead, the reboot of the Evil Dead, and that film's amazing. But I found it's got one of the kids from Stranger Things in it. It's got.
Is it Duncan?
No, it's not Duncan.
Oh.
I can't remember all their names, and I said it. I think I might have said it in the last podcast, and if I did, I may have upset some people. But there's the 4 kids, isn't there? There's the girl, the kid with the missing teeth, and then there's 2 other kids, and one of them's black, and one of them's white. And it's just like, I can't remember either of their names.
I forgot the girl's name. 11.
Elle,
it says, yeah, it's Elle.
So there's a guy with a gap in his teeth.
Is it Duncan?
It's either Duncan or Dustin.
I think it's Dustin.
Okay.
It's been, so I say it's been so long since I watched it. It hasn't actually been that long.
It's been about a year. Because the new one's coming. Well, the new one's coming out next month.
Jesus.
It's September, isn't it?
Damn. I didn't realise it had been that long.
Yeah. It's unless maybe I think we watched them later than everyone else. I think we watched them about January.
Yeah. I think that's true.
Yeah, but it's been almost a year. But I'm gonna look them up. I feel really bad because people get really funny if you identify someone. If there's 4 people who are there's nothing different about any of them. But if one of them's got a different skin color and then you identify them by that skin color, it's like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just. It's one of the things, like if someone's wearing a blue shirt, if there's 4 dudes and one's wearing a blue shirt and the other 3 are wearing red shirts, you say, okay, he's wearing the one wearing a blue shirt. That's kind of
How dare you?
It's so hard. It's also so hard to not I don't like pussyfooting around subjects. Because I don't want anyone to be offended because they think I'm either chauvinistic, racist, or homophobic or transphobic. It's like if you think I'm an asshole because of me being an asshole, that's fine. But don't think I'm an asshole for the wrong reasons, Yeah. If you think I'm an asshole because you think I'm over opinionated, I'm too up myself, and something like that. I don't know. There's a lot of reasons people can hate me. That's fine. But if people hate me because they think I'm racist, it's like no, but I'm not. It's like at all. It's like it's not racism. No, I'm obviously not racist. I'm not homophobic. And if you hate me for those reasons, then you're wrong. But I'm just.
I don't want to get into the conversation of racism and stuff because it could go on forever, but
it's a very delicate subject.
It's something I don't understand is how people now can be racist.
And that's the end of part 1. Thanks as always for tuning in, guys. Part 2 will be released next week, and after Bradley says, I don't want to get into it, we're talking about racism, we then proceed to talk about racism for a few minutes. So yeah, there's that to look forward to. And as I said in the intro, we spoke about racism, moral questions such as would you rather kill 8 puppies or have to kill and eat your best friend? I know, crazy. Roger the Buff Kangaroo, Plum Bumble Crumbles, and stupid other things, you know. As I said, if you liked this one, then you'll probably like the next one, and I was right at the end of the next one, I was just crying with laughter. So yeah, it's just a great fun chat, really. As I said at the start, make sure you follow us on the social media outlets, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and I'll talk to you guys next week.